rest of the session. Now I would like to introduce Sathish Kumar. He is a software architect specialized in building modern cloud native applications, practicing open source technologies. He is going to unveil the strategic insights needed to not only accelerate development but also ensure sustained success in the last lane of software applications. Please give a warm welcome to Sathish. Yes, Sathish, you can continue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Hello, am I audible? Yeah. Thanks a lot for Infosys for giving us this wonderful location. It's my second talk here. Last year I presented with Venkat Subramaniam. In fact, last year also the topic was very close to my professional thing, microservices, and this one, I was working on this for quite some time. Thanks for the opportunity. So like any other talks, whether meetups, online, offline, any questions that you have, please stop me. That is a priority. We all put here all our effort to share our knowledge only. So the more the questions that you ask, it will make me happier. So no need to hesitate. Any questions? Questions are always good. No good question, bad question. Okay. So jet speed application development is the topic today. I know that in fact, I interacted with Raja sir also. Many people understood this topic as a different manner. So in fact, the intention also the same. Can anyone tell me what is your interpretation of this topic? What are we going to talk about? Very good. Yeah, expected that. Yeah. Any other assumptions? Speed development. Productivity? Right. Okay. So it's both actually. So jet plane, I'm not a very expert in that aerospace and all that stuff, but I know that jet flights are faster than passenger flights or goods flights, right? Why are they faster? Okay, now if you look at the passenger flight and jet flight, which is smaller, which is bigger? That is smaller. So passenger train will carry passenger, pilots, goods also. But jet trains will carry only required fuel, required passengers, right? Just enough things. That is jet planes. Shall we take it that way? Sometimes, no, these definitions, we need to make our own definition to make our understanding easier, not for any textbook, right? So with the definition, I think we will keep jet plane definition as this definition. With that understanding, if we proceed with the talk, it will be easier. Okay. Okay. So myself, Sathish Kumar Thiyagarajan, many of you know me already. So I'm working in Bangalore JUG also. I'm actually a passionate teacher, and then I do a little bit of professional development also. So my way of speaking about topic might sometimes a little bit strange compared to the professional world, because I spend most of my time with school kids and college kids nowadays. So okay, jet speed application development, and this is more about professional development. How many of you have less than 2 or 3 years experience here? Okay, so can anyone tell me what is the difference that you feel between the way that you develop software before you joining professional life and after? Anything that you feel? What is the difference that you see as professional development? Okay, so like I said, the definition need not be from book. For example, I just put my definitions. Correct me if I somehow get it closer to your definition. Professional development is all about a set of rules and regulations, mostly hard to follow. They are not simple. You know, sometimes they make it really, really bad. You'll feel bored and other stuff. Second thing is, it's a boring way of developing software. No, particularly if we feel ourselves a geek, we want to do things very fast. And we feel that sometimes we are restricted with this kind of rules and regulation. It makes our development very boring. How many of you feel your professional development is boring compared to your college day coding? So the third one is professional development is for professionals to deliver world-class software. That is, here the myth is it's world-class software which will be built only by professional developer, and professional development is only for them. That is our understanding. Let us keep it this way. So I always say that our technology is just around us. The moment you see technology, from the technology you may not be able to understand it, but if you look at things, why these are all there, then you will be able to interpret technology a little easier. So the requirement, sometime before I had this requirement, and my wife had a passion of bikes, so we got a Royal Enfield bike, Royal Enfield Hunter, and we booked a ride to attend an event called Motovers. Those who all own Royal Enfield here? Good. So Royal Enfield conduct once in a year an event called Motovers, where they release the new model. Last year they released um, released Himalayan. So we all went from Coimbatore. So we got a bike. So bike was sitting idle in home. So my wife was complaining. So we thought, okay, we'll go for a ride. And our first ride, long ride, then we booked. So the requirement is we need to attend Motorverse 2023 at Goa, which was conducted at Goa. So team of 40 riders, different riders. Some are amateurs like me, some are professionals. So we all attend take the ride from Coimbatore, and then we reached to Goa in 2 days. So our ride is 2 days. And then we attend the event it's a 3-day event, and then we return from Goa. So what is our goal here? The ride, right? How many of you agree? The ride is the goal, right? So ride is our goal. Now next thing, budget. So the goal is the ride. Now I started with budget because I spend money, right? So I need to calculate. My wife doesn't calculate. It's my money. So the bike cost 2,25,000 rupees, which is itself is very costly. I was thinking that it's a very costly hobby. Okay, it's okay. She asked, so I gave it. Okay, but after that, just before we go for the ride, we started thinking about this accessory, which is tools for you. Okay. She said, okay, we need to buy a jacket. I told, okay, I got a very good jacket from Oracle because last time I gave a talk in Oracle, they gave a very good jacket for me. She told, no, that is not the jacket. You need to find another jacket, which will save you if you fall down. Why should I fall down? But she asked me to get that. So I got that. That is 3K. Another, she asked, okay, we will have a shoe. But I had shoe. But she told, no, a shoe which will not take water inside. So another 3K each, it's 6K. Sorry, 10K it's actually. Then she told we will have a bag. I had a travel bag, but she told, no, we both are traveling. We need to carry a lot of luggage. We cannot carry it. We'll have back pain. So have that other extra luggage and all those stuff. So we got some 14K. The last one was very, very important. She told, let us have a water bag. For what? To have water while we are riding. I told her I have water bottles, quality water bottles. I have it here also. It's given from a corporate, this one. See? But she told, no. Because when we are riding, we need to take water. For that water bag is required. I told her, stop. Nowhere. We are going nowhere. Okay. I told her, don't buy that. Okay. But the result is, she told some other accessories and all those stuff. I told her, no, we are not going to buy anything. But the result is, I was thinking that I have also had a long ride. Long ride in the sense, I had traveled from Coimbatore to Madurai. For Bangalore guys, electronic city to Silk Board. That itself is a longer travel. But then I had my long travel and all this. So I thought, okay, it will be easy. But this travel is like, we started at 5 o'clock in the morning. We reached Bangalore at 8:30. From 5 o'clock to 8:30 we were riding. Just small breaks in between. And then next day also we need to ride to reach Goa. The problem is the first day that I reached hotel in Mangalore, my condition is so bad that all that I need to do is, my task is to take that soap from the wash basin. I was not able to do it. Literally was not able to do. Because I can't bend even 10 degree. The problem is, I took a professional ride, but without even thinking about what a professional ride is all about. So now what is a professional rider? So later I learned. Earlier I used to travel from Coimbatore to Madurai, which is a terrain that I am very, very familiar with. And usually I travel from morning or I travel in the evening. It's basically single condition, morning or evening or afternoon. But here multiple condition, because in that one day of journey, I start with a hot place, cold place, mountain, beaches. These are all multiple terrains. I never traveled in that way. Different equipments. I had a Hunter. Other people had Himalayan classics and all those stuff, right? I cannot compete with Himalayan in terms of speed. They cannot compete with me in terms of comfort, right? So it's a different equipment. But the last one is very, very, very important. That is skill set. That ride had experts who are Royal Enfield employees. That ride had passionate and experienced riders who are riding for a couple of years or more, and the riders like me, just a first rider. Okay, but the thing is that it becomes professional because it has one single goal. The goal of the ride was not the ride itself. The goal of the ride is reaching Motorverse. Because if I think my ride is my goal, I will have all the discomfort, and then I reach the 3-day event, I will be sleeping, or I will be taking rest, I will be taking medicines, right? The goal is I need to go to Motorverse. Motorverse is a very fun-filled event, right? So I need to take selfies and all those stuff. I need to enjoy. That is what people consider as enjoyment now. Just take selfies, but that is what our goal is. So now this professional team consists of non-professionals also. In fact, if your approach is more professional, it should accommodate non-professionals more. If not, then it is not a professional approach. Now, with that lesson, let us come to our topic. So what we inspire from that to our professional development. So what we consider as professional developer, if we want to claim ourselves a professional developer, these are all the things that we consider. We write more test cases to catch more defects. How many of you agree, right? Yes. Failure is not an option. We are dealing with crores and crores of rupees. We cannot fail. We are dealing with a lot of appraisals, on-sites. We cannot fail. There are great tools and we need to work on that tools to do our job. Agreed? Like Raja sir said, there are observability tools, JUnit, everything is there. We need to work on those tools to do our job. Last one, only the hard work saves you. Particularly recession time we are in, everybody will say hard work, hard work, hard work. Right? How many of you agree with all the four? So now we will make the, to be precise, these kind of sessions I can do only in Bangalore JUG because I do not have much of a structure. So I'm thankful to all the Bangalore JUG audience who listens to me even with this kind of strange topic. So I'll slightly take it in a different manner. I will go by scenarios. So you can give your opinion also based on the scenario. These are all the scenarios that I faced and my friends faced. Scenario number one, I have a diverse team of different experience at different place. They are located in different place. I have a different diverse team. My code looks very different. Experienced person writes in one way. A skilled developer writes in another way. People from China write it in another way. People from Germany write it in another way. But I want to make sure that the code looks same, code looks uniform. What shall I do? Which tool will help me? Code quality. Huh? Code QL or check style. We will go with basics. Check style. In check style, without comments, it will not allow you. Without putting that full stop, it will not allow you. Without putting the next line, it will not allow you. You follow check style? Okay. That is just to know, not to follow, right? Okay, fine. So, but the problem with check style is, check style will complain for some crazy stuff. You need to have an extra line. You need to have that dot and all those stuff after a statement, right? But the thing is, it's not in the tools. For example, in the Motoverse case, there are two supplements. That water bag was very important. I missed water bag. But when we traveled in the afternoon time, we are traveling with 40 members. If you want to take water, we cannot stop and take water. The place might be very risky also, right? I need to take water while I'm driving also. That is why that water bag was a mandatory item that I realized only when I was traveling, right? At the same time, there was another friend. He said he has some extra lights and all those stuff. I asked him why you have extra lights in your bike. He said, while I'm riding in forest, these lights will be very, very helpful. I was also tempted. Lights were very, very costly also. They make bike look attractive. But the problem is, I had Hunter. I should not buy that light. Why? Hunter is not an off-road bike. I'm not going to travel in forest at any day. Then those lights are waste, right? It's not just about tools. It's about knowing what is the tool. How do you know what is the tool is? Don't go to the tool directly, go to the problem statement first. So that is why I'm putting the scenario. Scenario that you see here, consider that it's a problem statement. So we need to read the problem statement clearly, understand the problem statement clearly, then talk about the tools. Not the tools, okay, I have taken the tool, let us think about the problems. That's not going to solve the problem, right? So here check style, okay, we have taken a check style, but check style is such a boring activity. Now what is maturity is, you give check style to your team. But of course, when you give check style to the team will have its own resistance. It has its own problems also, but the thing is, now consider you are writing a Spring Boot application. Check style will complain if you do not have a documentation, it will say no, Java is not available. Point number 2. Point number 3, in your Spring Boot, you are delivering API. For the API documentation, you are using Open API. Do you need to document your controller or not? Usually run through source codes usually, but this time, since it's a lot of topics are there, I'll just go quickly. In check style, there is a way called check style suppressions. You can remove certain rules in case if it is not applicable to you. That is the provisions that check style use. But you need to use it wisely. It's not like, no, if you have some problem in your code, put it in suppression. If other person have the problem, don't put it. No. You need to think as a team. In this case, I have already documented my API with Open API. That is why I'm using Open API, which means my controller is documented already. Why do I need to document it again in Java also? It's like, no, I document there also, I document here also. Doesn't make sense. It's a nonsense, right? So that you can suppress. So the lesson that we learn is, it's not about identifying a tool. First, identify the problem, identify the tool, and identify the way of using it. And it comes only by maturity. Not one day you'll do it. You do trial and error, you will realize it. And the second thing, I have another scenario. We'll go with a very basic scenario and then we'll go to complex scenarios. I have test cases. My team is giving me lot of test cases, but I have lot of defects being opened every release. What shall we do? I have test cases. I follow TDD. Maybe we'll go one level. I have no measurement of validating my test cases. What will I do? Sonar, it's okay. I need to look at the coverage of my test cases. Almost gave the answer. You use test coverage tools. So they measure, okay, you have test cases, but these test cases do not consider these lines. Now, is it a foolproof? Is it a foolproof? Raja sir will talk about that. He talked about mutation testing sometime before, but I'm not going into detail about that. But what is considered as the best JUG score for an enterprise project? Anyone? What is the score? Above 90. Above 90, you are a first class student, right? Above 80, you are a good student, right? Okay. This is one of the practice that is widely followed, but it is not right. That is, if you say 80 mark, what happens if I'm creating a bug in the 20%? There is a severe security bug. Who is responsible for that? And also, now when you say it's a percentage, everybody will want, you have an exam, you are giving it to your kids, brothers, sisters, they are writing an exam. You say 80 mark is a pass mark. Will they choose a difficult question or they will choose easy questions? Easy questions. You have the development. There are certain areas where you can write test cases easily, like controller. There are certain areas which is very, very difficult. Which one the developer will do? All that matters is mark. Boss, I have mark. Please allow me. CSRO will allow. Right? But what is very, very important here is, now once you know your problem, now you have identified your solution also. But the thing is, you need to have proper control. The control is not the percentage. Control is the area. So what we will do is, we will say, developer, don't even worry about testing your controller. I am giving you that off. So what I say is, JUG has a way of exclusions. See, I'm saying include only this or exclude only this. This provision, what I do is, I will say controller excluded, model classes excluded, DAO excluded, service class not excluded, but 100%. This will give you much better result than those 80%. Right? So identifying tool is one thing, but you need to identify, understand, fine-tune your tool. Then only it will work out for you. Any tool that works out for him may not work out for me, may not work out for him. Right? Now we have another scenario. We have two architects. And since it's a controversial topic, I'll put my name only. So Thiyagarajan is one architect. We have a Spring Boot application. Thiyagarajan says, controller method should always be final. How many of you agree that controller method should be final? No one? Okay, how many of you agree that controller should not be final, need not be final? Need not be final, yeah. So she thinks that way. So like that, Sathish Kumar is another architect who thinks controller should be anything that works. Come on, keep it simple principle. So first person come from solid principle, second architect come from keep it simple principle. Okay, but the problem is you have a development team and you have a strict process. In order to get your PR approved, you need two approvals. Level 1 from Thiyagarajan, level 2 from Sathish Kumar. Okay, now the problem is your code goes to Thiyagarajan. He says, no boss, it is not allowed. And Thiyagarajan is very, very busy. Okay, after 2 days he replies. And then you change it and then it goes to Sathish Kumar. He says, no boss, change it. Right? And these two are differently located team members. Okay? But the problem is, this is a very complex problem to explain it to the customers or the stakeholders, because customers or stakeholders will be with an impression that anything that takes time is very, very good quality, organic, right? But in software development, it is not the same case. Anything that takes more time definitely is not going to be good quality, particularly code reviews, right? So I have seen people say, no, in my project, it takes a week to commit your code to production. Then boss, don't say you are a DevOps team. In DevOps team, you need to release it at will. If you are not a DevOps team, right? So how do we tackle this problem? Expert. How many of you know this tool? We don't need to know this tool, but just get the logic, that's it. So now what ArcUnit will say is, ArcUnit is set up, it's a review as a code where you can go and write, see for example, I can write a JUnit, which will check the functionality of the JUnit to be tested is my code itself. So I will, very simple example is, here, Oh, yeah, sorry. Don't get into the details of this for now, that's not important, but whatever that you are saying, my method should be final, my method classes should be private, all this I am writing it here. Now you call Sathish and Thiyagarajan, Sathish Kumar Thiyagarajan, both. You tell them that, boss, whatever that rule that you want to put it here. Now Thiyagarajan will say, controller should be there, or Sathish will say, but between them they will come to an agreement. The reason being, if they change the rule, for CTO also it will complain, for junior developer also it will complain. And later if the problem comes, take the git log, you know who put this rule. Now if you put the accountability right and tight, then the problem will not happen, right? So that is Arc unit, but in detail about Arc unit, Raja sir had another session, so you know that. Another scenario, and this is a very common scenario that you will be facing now and you will be facing in future very often. You need to upgrade your JDK, you need to upgrade Spring Boot security, upgrade Hibernate. How many of you are in the middle of upgrading? Is it easier or difficult? Painful. That's the right word. It's not about easier or difficult, it's painful, right? Why is it painful? Very good. And you do it in bunch, right? Okay. So now we also had the similar problem. In fact, in one of the projects that I'm running now, we are running with Java JDK 22. We are running whichever the name, you name the latest Spring Boot version, we are running with that Spring Boot version. How is it possible? Of course, we have test coverage and all those stuff, 100%, whatever best practice that I told, not just that. So the rule here is, one of the bad understanding that we have is, usually, if you have an Android phone, if the new version comes, will you upgrade it or not? Will not upgrade. Okay, you are a more privacy sensitive person. But if you have any product and you have a chance to use the latest of the product, will you use it? But if you don't use it, you will give a reason that I don't use it because of so and so thing. For example, now you have privacy concerns. For example.
Because of the patch updates what they deploy, it's working properly or not, we cannot assure.
Exactly. That's the reason. Correct. You have a reason not to use it. But actually in our industry it's reverse. If someone is upgrading, you need to give a reason. I'm upgrading for so and so reason. Which is a wrong practice. The reason it happens is simply because upgrade is difficult, not for any other thing. Agreed? If it is easy, you are not going to give excuses, you are going to upgrade it. Now, how do I make it easy? Before the CI/CD comes into picture, I had a lot of recurring defects. Now, I made it as a part where I continuously integrate, continuously deploy. Think of a case where you continuously upgrade, whether the developer likes it or not. And this is something that will take lot of hit from the development team, and it will take time to reach there, but if you reach there, after that it will be very, very easy. In our case, I will tell you, but recently GitHub released a product which is specifically for this purpose. But I'm not going to the product side, but I will tell you, logically also you can easily solve it. For this, you don't need to do a lot of things. There are only two things. I will give you a clue. There is a versions task in Maven. What is the purpose of versions task in Maven? Version properties. Maven versions plugin. There is Maven. You can Google and also answer, no problem. So what Maven version plugin will do is, it will help you to upgrade version of your POM dependency. And the way that it works is, whenever it changes that pom.xml, just for safety, it will keep a backup file called pom.xml.backup file. One. There's another tool called Maven Enforcer, where you can say, in my project, I need to use this environment, this OS, this file should be there, this file should not be there. That is Enforcer. Now combine them together, give me an answer where if I'm not upgrading, my build should fail. Run the versions plugin, it will put a backup file. If the backup file is there, I have something to be updated, fail the build. If the backup file is not there, allow the build. Once we reach there, now every time that we make a build, if it is, and I have the excuse also. In the versions plugin, I can specifically exclude this one I don't want to. For example, JWT, we have some issues to migrate to the new versions. So we can exclude. But the exclusion is only for, the reason is not to upgrade, right? So that is this. Okay. We talked about tools. It's not just about tools that is going to help you. There are a lot of other things apart from your software, coding, and all those stuff. A classic example. After an hour of stand-up, team still lacks clarity in the project. You are running in a project. You have 1 hour of meeting. Every day stand-up, detailed, full. You are talking about where are you coming from, what do you want, what do you don't want, everything. Right? What is the lunch today, everything. But team lacks clarity. Yeah. Okay, now how do you solve this problem? Right answer, but I expect another right answer. Okay, so tell me the problem in that statement. Look at that statement correctly. Tell me the problem in that statement. Hour-long stand-up itself is a problem. Stand-up are supposed to be 5 to 10 minutes, right? So I worked in a very big corporate bank at Singapore. They had all the luxury. They had one BA for BA, one person as a change agent BA, like that, many BAs. So what they did is they attended some industry veteran talks. Veterans are good, but the people who attend the talks, sometimes we need to be very, very careful. So he saw that he gave a technique to solve this specific problem. You buy a teddy bear, come for a stand-up, and the teddy bear you need to carry it. I need to give my status, give the teddy bear to you. You talk and then you give the teddy bear to her. She will talk and then she will give it there. This is something that he noticed. He came and then said, I found a way. We are going to solve our problem. And in fact, for 2 weeks, they were searching for the exact teddy bear, same color, same looking teddy bear. And they bought it, but the problem still was there. What is my problem here? What went wrong here?
Because they didn't understand the main intention of holding that.
Exactly. Now, a same problem is there in a small, I work with some college students for a project where we do not have a budget. So now when we work in a project, morning when we come for a stand-up, we have simple 2 rules. I start the stand-up, I say, Sathish Kumar, first start, I will give my ticket number, this is the ticket number, this is what I do, and I will say Raja Nagendra. Raja Nagendra will say, so and so, this is my ticket number, so and so. And you will give the ball to her. Then another name. So 5-member team. Okay, only 2 things. I need to call out the name for the next person. 2, I need to say ticket number and then speak. Without ticket number, I cannot talk. With this 2 simple principle, stand-ups went down 5 minutes, but it was very good clarity. What is the magic here? Focus. You give the ticket number, you cannot talk about lunch. Tell me the ticket. What did you do? What are you planning to do? What is the impediments? Simple. And now if someone is coming late and all those stuff, they need to be very, very careful. They need to know who all completed, who all are pending. Otherwise, they are not going to make it. First 2 times they will struggle, but the more you make it transparent, people will fall in place. And that was the technique that Veteran was talking about, the teddy bear. So the trick is not in the teddy bear. Trick is in the process. It's not about making gamification and all those stuff, not fun. It's actually for professional work, right? Okay. Now, very popular, but not many people talk about this scenario. In microservices, of course, any talk today is not complete if you don't talk about microservice or artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence I will add later. So microservices, you build a lot of microservices. You build one, he builds one, right? Now, in order to call that service, someone needs to write the REST client. Who will write the REST client? Who owns it? He is writing product service. He is writing inventory service. Now, product service, to call the product service, I need the cluster client or gRPC client. For this also I need it. Which team should develop? I need to develop, right? Because it's a REST API, I can easily develop. Many companies follow the standard where they simply say, I have given a service, it's a RESTful service. You call it, it's a RESTful API. But the problem is, now I develop, she develops, he develops. You change the service, what will happen? Right? So, the maturity is, the person who creates the service has to create the client for it, because he knows when to change, what to change, when to remove, right? This is maturity. Let us go into one level of extra superior maturity, but this might sound crazy, but it actually works. There is another team in the entire ecosystem. Now, there is some automation QA somewhere, they are doing something. Can we change this ownership a little bit? You 3 are the owners of the microservice. He is the owner of the testing team. Who owns the writing REST client in a very mature team? I will say you. Because your duty is to test that functionality. In order to test the functionality, you spend day and night to write client. Right? REST client you write, right? So think of a case where you write that SDK yourself. And you use that SDK to test. In a way, the test SDK that you are going to give is properly tested SDK. You can give it to them so that they don't need to fight with each other. That is maturity. But in order to put this, the problem is you need to talk to the team. Automation team says, no, our work is automation only. No one can help.
That's what actually I do. I am a QA.
Yes. Yes. You are a good QA. And we were not having that luxury. Our automation team, in automation team, the problem that we face is They say, lift it and then we will take it. So we need to do all the lifting. They will not even come and lift it. But you are a good kid. Okay, only one more. Okay, there are plenty of stories like this. I don't want to get into. I'm just choosing stories based on the categories, because sometimes we consider that everything is there in the tool. I'm using the tool, code quality, I'm using Jacoco, I'm using this, I'm good. No, there are a lot of other things. This is very recent case. At the end of, almost at the end of the development, all of a sudden, our BA discovered that it's an e-commerce site. His grandfather doesn't like the website. That particularly that the name of the website is not very SEO friendly or attractive. He said, come on guys, let us have the meeting. He's a very influential kind of investor and BA kind of a person. So he said, okay, I want to change it, change the branding and then change the website and all those stuff. So we were getting it from one vendor for that, okay? We need to change that vendor. We need to, if the domain name change, we need to change our Let's Encrypt certificate. There are plenty of work that development team needs to do, particularly at the end of that. Now the development team has to start the work. How do you solve this problem? You need to change the branding of the site at the last minute. Let us put more resources. Very good developer. Okay, good developer. That's a very good development answer. Any other person? Very good. Configuration, design system. You are all very sincere developers. Experience, how many years? 4+. I have around 20 years of experience. Okay, so experience doesn't work for technology, but it works for these kind of situations. So what we did is, we said his name is, say for example, Krishnan. We'll change the name. So we called Krishnan and then said, Krishnan, this is a very valid requirement. I know that you are sincerely working on the product. Now, we found, if you want to do it, there are these tasks that we have done in Jira, which has taken these amount of time, which will go invalid. There are these costs that we have spent, which we need to rework, which will add another cost. Apart from that, these are the functionality that is tested. This may work, this may not work. And then please give me in writing that you are responsible for this. Okay? Within second day, Nandan, sorry, Krishnan. So Krishnan responded saying, Krishnan did not respond, but Krishnan's friend responded in that group saying that, guys, I think the existing one itself looks very, very good. That's not a very problematic. This is how you need to solve. That is experience. You are a very good developer. Both of your answer is right. But the thing is, why should I put an effort for someone's mistake? Because if BA wants to give a requirement, he should give it in the requirement phase, not after you complete it. Right? So it's all about one thing that you learn is all these things. See, these tools will come and go. Tomorrow there may be another tool. But we are also adding a lot of other tools also, which I have not included. But we can proudly say that the teams that we have followed all this with a lesser, I don't say lesser quality developer, with lesser experienced developer, we are able to produce some real good software. That I have seen personally. Where it all starts is identifying the goal. If you see RIDE as a goal, and if you see metaverse as a goal, things change drastically. So try to see what is the goal that you are working. And then anything that comes, align it with the goal and then decide. Because goal is your checkpost, right? So now after all this, what I understood is, what we should not consider as a professional developer is the same 4. That is, writing more test cases is not my responsibility. Capturing more defects is my responsibility. Failure is supposed to be an option. In fact, it's a really great option. More that you follow CI/CD, software is an exploration activity. If I write compared to civil engineering and software engineering has more innovation. Bottom line is not because software engineers are great. Because in software, you write a wrong program, compiler will give an error, you can correct it. But in civil, you conduct a wrong building, you cannot correct it. You need to destroy the building, right? So the flexibility to fail, the option to fail makes the rapid amount of changes. The rapid amount of changes that you make is more making your product more innovative, making your industry more innovative. So that is the lesson. The third one is, there are tools that we need to work. No, there are tools which need to do my work. We need to look at the tools as that way. It's not like, no, you put someone as a textile developer, someone as a Jacoco developer. It's not going to solve the problem. What Jacoco is giving to me, what textile is giving to me, that approach should be there. The last things, only hard work will save you. No, only planned clarity hard work will save you. For example, I need to travel to Hosur and I started traveling in the Mysore direction and I'm working very, very hard. What will happen? After some time, I will be in Mysore. If you want to go to Hosur, I need to cross all the way through electricity traffic and then go to Hosur. that is a place where I'm wasting my work. So do not think that hard work will save you. Sometimes hard work can kill you. So this is what I learned as a professional developer, and provided we think these tools as just enough tools, not more, not less. That is the place where as a software engineer we are going towards a professional journey. That is my learning. Hope it was somewhat useful. Thanks a lot. Any questions? I know that it looked like an entertaining talk, not like an enlightening talk.
I have one add-on answer for this thing, like where we said that there is a R stand-up, right? So for that other, there is one suggestion that like wherever there is a dependency on the other teams, basically
Stand-up of stand-up.
Yes, for the stand-up. So wherever the developers has a dependency, they can call it out immediately, and when the dependency can be taken as a priority to come.
Exactly. Very good point. Very good point. Very good point. Yes. Yes. Agree.
Another thing to add is, let's say we have a dependency. So we have other work to do. We are not taking our
Correct. Correct.
So we get delayed in the progress and we are unable to deliver.
Correct. Correct. So see, the thing is, there's no, for example, if you consider microservice, multiple repo and all those stuff, these things are there to cut the dependency only. But somehow we use these tools to make dependencies. That is a problem actually.
One thing which I have observed within the same work of experience which I've seen, if there are small defects, it won't be tracked on the Jira, but it will be coordinated with the QA and it will be solved then and there. So that should be kept on track so that the work what they have done will be counted there.
Exactly.
Yes.
We see, very good point. So now anything that is not tracked, let us understand that it's not about a bug. Anything that is not tracked, we will lose control. At the same time, we had the same problem. And our QA introduced a process called a defect triage. So what he does is, just before we make a release, we all developers sit together. Developers, in case customers, project managers also we call. QA, everybody. We'll randomly try to break our own application. And then whatever defect that we find, note it, we'll fix it there. So we save time, we track it also. At the end of it, the manager, QA guy will send, these are all the items that we found, these are all the items that we fixed. At least we will not lose the track. So getting away from the tracker is not going to help. The advisory is to have that pizza size team, that is 8-member team. But you cannot go with that hard and fast rule, particularly for an R&D kind of a team, that will not work out. Ideal size, you keep it as any team that can complete the stand-up within 10 minutes. Even if they are bigger, they are completing within 10 minutes, go with the team. If they are not, even small team, it's a difficulty. So it comes by experience only. It depends on the team's culture, how much time that they spend. There's no tool, that's what I'm saying. Tool is your experience. Tool is your experience.
You can implement that kind of to identify the needs.
His point is correct. His point is correct. In fact, it's better than what I told. Correct. So can you explain that point?
So we can use the way of Agile and Scrum methodologies. That's how you can.
All have roles, but still, like if you have to propose a smaller number, you have to show the numbers to the management.
Basically,
that is a different problem. Management is a different tool. Management doesn't come under tools.